The engine's rhythmic hum was the only thing that kept me company as I navigated the winding road that cut through the dense forest. The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting eerie shadows on the gnarled trees that seemed to press in on all sides. A shiver ran down my spine as I stole a quick glance at the rearview mirror, half expecting to see something lurking just beyond the edge of my vision. I had always been an adventurous soul, drawn to the allure of the unknown. So, when the opportunity arose for a weekend getaway in a remote cabin, I eagerly seized it. But now, as I drove deeper into the heart of this isolated wilderness, a nagging feeling of unease began to claw at my mind. The road ahead was a never-ending ribbon of asphalt, its white lines hypnotically blending with the darkness. My fingers clenched the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white, as I pushed away thoughts of turning back. It was just my imagination playing tricks on me, I told myself. The forest was simply playing with my senses, distorting reality with its towering trees and rustling leaves. As the miles passed, a heavy fog began to creep in, clinging to the ground like a sinister shroud. It swirled around the edges of the road, creating an otherworldly landscape that seemed straight out of a nightmare. My headlights struggled to pierce the gloom, casting eerie beams that danced with the mist. I couldn't shake the feeling that there were eyes watching me from within that haze. Eyes that held a malevolent curiosity. My heart raced as I rounded a particularly sharp bend, the tires screeching in protest against the damp pavement. And that's when I saw it, a figure standing by the side of the road, barely visible through the fog. I slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt just a few feet away from the silhouette. My breath caught in my throat as I stared at the figure. It was tall and slender, its features hidden in the shadows. Panic clawed at my chest, but a strange compulsion held me in place. A voice in my head whispered that I should offer this stranger a ride, that it was just a lost soul in need of help. But another voice, buried deeper within, screamed that I should flee, that this was not human. With trembling hands, I rolled down the window a fraction of an inch, my voice barely audible as I asked, "Do you need a ride?" The figure remained still for a moment before slowly turning its head to face me. I caught a glimpse of pale, translucent skin and hollow eyes that seemed to drink in the very essence of my being. Fear surged through me, and I jammed my foot on the gas pedal, tires screeching as I sped away. My heart pounded in my chest as I stole quick glances in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that figure chasing after me, unnatural speed defying the laws of nature. But the road behind me remained empty, consumed by the fog and darkness. I drove for what felt like an eternity, the forest refusing to relinquish its grip on me. The trees seemed to lean in closer, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, eager to snatch me away. The fog grew thicker, swirling around the car in a suffocating embrace. My mind was a whirlwind of terror, my thoughts fragmented and disjointed. And then, without warning, the road vanished. One moment I was speeding along the asphalt, and the next, I was hurtling into nothingness. The car tumbled end over end, a cacophony of screeching metal and shattering glass filling the air. Time seemed to slow as I was buffeted around, a ragdoll in the grip of a malevolent force. Finally, the chaos came to a jarring halt. My head spun, and pain radiated through my body like a symphony of agony. I struggled to regain my bearings, my vision blurred and fragmented. Slowly, I realized that I was no longer inside the car. I was lying amidst the twisted wreckage, surrounded by an oppressive darkness. A whisper slithered through the void, a voice that seemed to come from all directions at once. "You should not have run," it hissed, sending icy tendrils down my spine. I tried to move, to flee from this unearthly presence, but my body was leaden and unresponsive. The darkness coalesced, taking on a shadowy form that loomed over me. Its eyes glowed with an unholy light, fixated on me like a predator stalking its prey. "You cannot escape," it murmured, its voice a symphony of malevolence. As the creature drew closer, I felt a sense of inevitability wash over me. I had ventured into a realm beyond comprehension, a place where the rules of reality were warped and twisted. And now, I was paying the price for my curiosity, ensnared in a nightmare of my own making. The last thing I remember is the creature's cold touch against my skin, like ice seeping into my very soul. And then, everything faded into darkness, swallowed by the abyss. So, if you ever find yourself driving alone at night, remember my story. Beware the roads that lead into the heart of the unknown, for once you venture too far, there may be no way back.